What's up, Seadoo lovers? Probably looking at this thinking, what in the hell is going on here? Well, let me explain. I'm going to attempt, as I am not a professional, to do some gel coat repair. So, got a double Seadoo trailer and had to, I'll show you most of the repairs for dead center, right under the bottom, and they would have been right underneath that rail if it wasn't for that. And I know you're probably thinking, well, move the rail, because it is able to be moved, but then I'd have to take all these boards off, and plus I didn't want to unhook that front because at first I jacked the trailer up. Anyway, decided not to go that route, so I decided to pick it up. There's all kinds of straps and stuff you can order. I decided to make my own, not because I'm cheap really, but I guess I get a little satisfaction out of doing something myself sometimes. So I just made took some square tubing, I believe that's 2-inch square tubing, made a U out of it, cut the top out of one side, welded a hook on there so I could stick a shackle in there. And since it wasn't right exact size that it needed to be, I shimmed it with some cardboard, which helped, grab this rail. A lot of the videos I've seen where they pick Seadoos up, put them on trailers and whatnot, they've got a tool that's similar to that, but it's usually just one long bar so that don't slip. And I was thinking about maybe putting a rod or something between these shackles, but I gave it a little test, and with the cardboard, and of course I put a bunch of electrical tape around that to keep from scarring, plus to help grip. And with that and the cardboard, really got a good bite. So anyway, picked it up well. I was satisfied. The sawhorses I put under these fins over here, I do not recommend. Now there is, most of the weight is on this hoist right now, so I wouldn't recommend setting this on here. I did it for a couple of different reasons: to stabilize it and also safety, for me being underneath it in case something was to fail up there. So anyway, get to the gel coat part. I'll show you the damages, and then I'll come back with another video and show you the repairs. So you got that. There's another one. And there's another scrape. And that's the worst ones on this one right here. So you can see they're not too bad. That's probably pretty typical for, we do a lot of river riding, so we beach along sandbars and whatnot. Anytime you bank on something like that, there's always a chance you'll catch a rock or whatever. Besides that, just this one here's got a little bit more damage than this one over here. That's a 15 model, so this is a 17 model, so it's a couple years older, so it's got a little bit more hours, probably about 35 more hours on it. So we'll I just wanted to get a little bit of video on how I had it rigged up off the trailer, and then I'll come back we'll try to get some more footage as I'm doing the gel coat repairs. Okay guys, we're back. I have already applied the gel coat repair. I'm gonna talk about the gel coat just a little bit. This is a True Composites gel coat repair kit. And you see it includes 4 ounces of the wax neutral gel coat, the MEK hardener, 1 ounce of tack powder filler, That's the powder that thickens the gel coat to make the paste. And then 6 different colors. And I went with the black, bottom of the Seadoo's black. It's got mixing cups, mixing paddles. Okay, you got your little popsicle sticks and toothpicks. Here is the black that I used. This container is the gel coat. This container is the MEK, is the hardener. And then you got this powder is the thickener. It's just about like adding flour to gravy. So it gives pretty good directions. It said, I think it was 4 drops of the hard. Okay, first of all, let's start from scratch. So I took the gel coat, put in a measuring cup. It says 4 drops of the hardener per teaspoon. I thought I was gonna need more than what I added up more than what I really needed. I put 2 tablespoons, which I think you got 3 teaspoons per tablespoon. So that's 2 tablespoons, 6 teaspoons, which 6 times 4 is 24. So that's 24 drops of hardener to 3 tablespoons of gel coat. Now, before you ever add the hardener, what I did was I took a piece of cardboard, just like this, right off the box that come in, laid that out, took the 3 tablespoons, make sure, 2 tablespoons, I'm sorry. I took 2 tablespoons of the gel coat, and then I put the color pigment. It says 1 part pigment to 20 parts gel coat. So I just kind of eyeballed that part. I hope that don't mess me up. But it definitely got black. I mean, it colored up real well. So once I got the color pigment mixed with the gel coat, then I dumped it on the cardboard. And then I started adding the hardener, the thickener. Not the hardener, the thickening agent, this powder. Took about half of this thing right here. And I wasn't sure, it didn't have good directions on how much of this thickening powder to put in there. So I just did it as I thought it was, a right to me. So anyhow, once I got that to where I thought it was the right thickness, then I applied 24 drops of that MEK hardener. Once you apply the hardener, you can sit there and stir that thickener in there. I mean, I played with it for several minutes until I got it the consistency I wanted. But once you get that hardener in, you better get to moving. So that's enough about that. Let's go over here. It actually went well. I think it's going to do all right. So once I started sanding, all right, and it's it's already drying, so the color, it's still going to have some scratches and scrapes, along with the rest of it. But I think it's going to blend well. It got thick enough. You see how much I got on there. I ended up using too much, or I made up too much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So this is where we're at right now. It laid in there real well. Worked in good. So basically right now we're at a standpoint to where we're gonna wait. It's about 6, almost 7 this evening. I'm gonna let it set till tomorrow. Come back out here, check it out, see if it's tacky or hard. And if it feels good and hard, then I'm probably gonna start sanding on it, do the finishing touches, and see whether or not I'll have to apply another coat. Most likely I will, just to try to even that out. But I'll be back at that point. Okay, guys, we're back. It's the next day. I let this set up overnight, and I've already sanded it. And I'll tell you, it's set up really hard. Wasn't tacky. I think it done real well. I don't know how it looks in the video. I'm just trying to get the best I can get. I sanded it. Started off with sandpaper. And then I end up going to this little Scotch-Brite disc on an air tool, and it seemed to work a lot better. Got it nice and smooth. I mean, it's maybe a couple of pits here and there, but I think it's as good as I'm gonna do it. Anyway, so what it recommended next was to put wax on it to protect it, clean it real good, which I've cleaned it pretty good. Colored it okay. I'm gonna clean it some more because that white stuff you're seeing is where I've sanded it, and it's just some dust. So the color actually matched up well. Like I said, that white in there, that's just dust. It'll clean out. So next up, I'm gonna buff it. I'm gonna wax it, polish it, and put a coat of wax on it and clean it off, and come back and see if it makes it look any better. All right, guys, I'm back again. Just put a coat of wax. Actually, I put a couple of coats, 2 or 3 coats of wax on there. Let it set till it hazed up, and polished it off. I'll tell you, I'm pretty satisfied with the way it is. It's not a really a shiny finish or nothing, but you know, it blends. It blends with all the rest of the scratches that's already on here. To be laying on your back, working on it, I think it did pretty well. I'm satisfied with it. It served the purpose, and the purpose was to fill in all those divots and cracks and stuff that was, the gel coat was torn, and it's done that. Yep, set up really well. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And seeing how it's on the bottom, you know, if it was up on the side of it, or if you had a boat and you had a crack or something on the side, yeah, it'd probably take a little bit more time and finish it out. But seeing how that it's going to be run right up on another sandbar again, I don't see the point in that. I just wanted to protect the fiberglass, and that's exactly what I've done. So as far as the gel coat kit goes, I would give it a pretty positive review, and that's just because I don't know any better. I mean, as far as what I've done, you know, I've never done this before, so I was pretty satisfied with it. It was pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to use, set up really well, and did the job. So that's my little tutorial on that gel coat repair. I hope this helps. All right, guys, I got one more little update. She's back home safe and sound, back on the trailer. Got one down, one more to do. Got a few bad spots on that one. But while I was gonna show you that everything went well, getting it back on the trailer, I'll show you a little bit closer look at these. All that was a piece of square tubing. Cut the top out, or one side out of it. Electrical tape the crap out of it. Welded the hook on it so I could put this shackle through it, pick it up. Built 4 of them. Put the cardboard in there for shims. That helped it get a good bite. All right, like I said, I hope that helped out. Now I got one more to do. See you later.